What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another AWS On Air. We're here live at the Washington, D.C. Summit, the WWPS AWS Summit. And I have my friend Jim here with me, who's going to talk to us about Amazon CloudWatch Logs Livetail. My name is Aaron Hunter. I'm one of your on-air hosts. I'm going to go ahead and hand the mic over to Jim.
Hello, everyone. Jim Avaspor. I'm with the CloudWatch Logs team. I'm a product manager, and I'm excited to introduce today CloudWatch Logs Livetail. It's used for tailing log events in real time in an interactive way. So excited to be here, Aaron.
That sounds like a pretty cool thing. Jim and I, we were just talking a few minutes ago. You mentioned how there's a secret thing about tail in the word. It's for the techies.
Yeah, so the tech world is pretty much familiar with using the tail command in the Linux and Unix world, and we're bringing that live to CloudWatch Logs.
Ooh, perfect. Quick question for you, Jim. What problem is this solving for our customers, or do you want to hold off on that?
Well, let's hold off on that until we go through some of the slides, and I'll do a demo and show you what it means.
And we know all about the tail for the techies, but Jim is our host for the day, and we'll go ahead and continue talking about, what's next? Observability, the OLLY, O11Y.
So yeah, observability, Aaron, consists of being able to collect data from various sources for metrics, logs, and traces. And combining all of those allow us to be able to get a view of how our services and applications are performing. So it's a very critical thing to collect and analyze. Next slide, please. So here at AWS, we have a whole host of collection of tools that allow us to do exactly what we just discussed in the previous slide, being able to collect the traces using AWS X-Ray. In the middle box here, being able to collect metrics with the metrics plugin. And then at the bottom, we have CloudWatch Logs, which allows us to collect all the logs and events that are being emitted by various services from CloudWatch Logs, and also custom applications that our customers host. And then along with that, we have other tools that, for example, CloudWatch RUM allows us to collect information about the real world user connection to the cloud and how the connection is performing. We have CloudWatch Synthetics, creating synthetic transactions and collecting information there. We integrate with Amazon OpenSearch Service. And we have other tools and capabilities. And on the left side, the blue boxes that talk about container insights, Lambda insights, contributor insights. These are various intelligent plugins that take the data that we collect and provide us some insightful information to help us troubleshoot our applications and services. And on the right-hand side, we have some custom-built dashboards that we can actually build our own dashboards, have plugins into the dashboards to give us exactly the views that we need for the particular monitoring of applications and services that we have. And to the far right, we also have Grafana, which you can use also for dashboarding. So all of these allow us to have a full stack to be able to visualize and monitor our services and applications in the cloud.
And we talk about observability and how this full stack of observability gives us insights. So what you're saying is that by staying in touch and observing our data and the access patterns and being insightful, we're actually getting smarter, maybe?
Absolutely. And we become proactive, right? Because we can't be 100%, right, with custom applications or services. And when our customers are hosting their applications in AWS, they want to be able to be proactive. They want to prevent incidents from happening, downtime from happening. So having this full stack allows us to provide that capability to our customers.
Seeing the full stack is really cool, but are there any use cases that we can use?
Well, if you can imagine, applications have multiple layers, from infrastructure to applications to you have containers, you have various modules that comprise and give you that service that you provide to your end customers. And there are many use cases where, for example, if you're hosting a website and offering services to your customers, You want to make sure that that service is up 24/7. So how do you do that? These are the capabilities that allow you to monitor every critical component of that service and be able to prevent downtimes and incidents from happening. And that's what we bring to the table here.
Yeah. So like application troubleshooting, for example, I see that as on the slide now. What else can we talk about here?
So some of the use cases, if you can imagine, you have your application that's run in the cloud. So you want to be able to monitor the health of your specific application. So the box on the left side gives you the capability of monitoring the applications and being able to create what we call custom logs. The box to the second one from the left-hand side, infrastructure monitoring. So we have specific services running in the cloud that basically provide you the foundation to run your applications, right? Those foundational services can be viewed as vendor logs or logs that we automatically create through the services, such as VPC flow logs, such as firewall logs that are collected through CloudWatch logs. And then obviously security and compliance is a major component of hosting your applications anywhere, whether it's in-house or in a cloud environment. You still have to monitor for security, and you also have to meet compliance. Whether you're in the financial industry or healthcare, you have certain regulatory requirements that you need to adhere to. So we provide the capability to be able to save your logs, let's say, for 3 years, 7 years, 10 years, or what the requirements are there for your type of industry. The next one is basically your engineers that are keeping the lights on, if you will, the applications. They're in the development of applications or basically deploying services or applications. Being able to monitor the deployments is critical as well. Is it healthy as the service being deployed? Is it having issues? Is it emitting errors with those event logs? Being able to analyze those in real time and be able to address those reduces your downtime and faster to market on your deployments.
Yeah, I can think of a few other use cases too. So here we're talking about application troubleshooting, security, compliance, and even like DevOps type stuff. But it's probably also just beyond application troubleshooting. It's also making something more performant and reducing latency and keeping in touch with your overall end-to-end structure. We saw X-ray on the full stack slide earlier, but you can still use the telemetry that Amazon CloudWatch logs provides to improve the holistic experience for customers.
Absolutely. And actually, there are certain services and capabilities that we have come out with in the recent year and months that give you that latency between components that you're hosting, or latency between the cloud and your site where you're actually have your users, and be able to, based on the latency, you can figure out where the problem may be that's inducing the latency, and being able to solve those problems in a faster way.
Yeah, find out that bottleneck. Now, how does LiveTel help with all this?
That's a great question, and this is where we talk about. We've been talking about reducing downtime. We're talking about reducing or eliminating latency, and how quickly you can discover these anomalies. And LiveTel is a capability that provides you real-time view into your events. We're talking about as soon as the events are generated by your applications or by AWS services, they're sent to a collection point, CloudWatch logs collection point. At that point, you can actually use LiveTel to see the events in real time. And the console for LiveTel gives you real-time interactive way of analyzing that data and being able to find the issues a lot faster than waiting for the data to be processed and then stored and then running queries.
You said the console and LiveTel let you see things. So like when you say console, I think demo. Do you have any kind of a demo for us?
Absolutely. Today's your lucky day, Aaron. I have a demo that I want to walk you guys through.
All right, perfect. So we'll go ahead and get that pulled up. But I'm really excited to see LiveTel. When you say LiveTel has real-time analytics, so you're not lying. It's live analytics, real-time analytics.
Absolutely. And
could have named the service Real-Time Tail.
And we thought about that, but we figured LiveTel would make it a lot easier for folks to understand the capabilities. So let me share my screen and we'll get right into the demo.
And for the techies, while we're doing that, if you said real-time tail, the acronym for that is RTT, which could be confusing. It's round trip time.
Round trip
latency,
time, exactly. From the wide area network world. Very good.
All right, I see your screen now. Let's jump into this demo. Thank you.
Okay, great. So I'm excited to give you this demo. So right from the CloudWatch console, once you log into your AWS account, go into the CloudWatch console, and from there you have your what we have currently is log groups console, where you can go in and you can view the events in a log group or a log stream. And then also you have logs insights, where you can go in and you can run queries on your events or log data that have been collected over days, weeks, or months, years. Now, with LiveTail being an option available from the left navigation panel, and you can go directly into LiveTail from there, or from one of these other consoles by simply going into, and this time I'm going to walk you through going into Log Groups console, but you can also go there directly from LiveTail. So from the Log Groups console, what you see here are your typical log groups that you currently have and have had access to it for a while now. But you see this new button here that's actually disabled at this point, because what we need you to do is select the log group, and intuitively this becomes enabled. So let's just go through one. Let's say that I'm running the observability workshop in my account, and within that I have certain log groups such as pet site, applications, and I'm selecting this one because it has real-time events coming in steadily, so I can actually demo this for you. So from here,
we keep saying real time, but how real time is real time?
So the real time is as soon as the data is collected at the ingestion point of CloudWatch. I would say within a second or two.
Wow. Okay.
You will see single-digit seconds. You will see that. Now, let me get rid of this.
And while you're doing that, with the CloudWatch logs LiveTail within a second or two, that's really important for observability, because you want to stay on top of your metrics. But here I'm seeing the LiveTail filter, and I see more of the log data as well, right?
Absolutely. So from here, once you land on the LiveTail console, you immediately see within a second or two, you'll see the events start rolling in. Now, we leave the filter panel open once you land on the console, so you can see from here that what log groups you've selected. You can also have the option of drilling down to a log stream, right?
Okay.
You can be for example, it could be situations where you have a cluster of nodes, and then within the nodes, all the nodes are sending their data into a log group, and each node could be a log stream. So let's say you want to look at the events for one particular node within that cluster. So you can actually go in and select a log stream if you're interested. And then from there, let's say that I only want to see the events that have error in there, right? So what you notice is that the log groups console that we just came from, once you select the log group and a log stream, you can actually have this filter patterns bar here where you could actually search your events. Well, we use the same syntax that you're familiar with here. So you can actually, it is case sensitive. So in here, you can narrow the focus of your event. So even though
how do you do that? Can you type just like regular text, or do I have to do no regex?
You can actually do regular text, and the info panel here shows you examples. I want to find errors. I want to exclude info. I want to say and, or. So you have many options. You can actually do JSON based searches as well. So very powerful. Perfect. And we will be adding regex post GA. That will be available as well. But let's say, Aaron, that I just got a support call. I go to my metrics and events dashboard, alarms, and take a look and see, okay, where is the alarm coming from? Why is my service slow or down? So based on the dashboards, I'm able to see the alarm is coming from certain service, right? From there, I can say, okay, this service generates events and puts them in this log because I'm the developer or I'm the SRE and I know. So once we find out which log group you're interested in, or log groups, I might add, that you can actually select multiple log groups.
I was going to ask, because it says
Yeah.
log groups, which implies
Yeah.
plural, but you're only
Yeah.
selecting one. I was going to say, like, can you select more than one?
Absolutely. You can select multiple log groups. And that's the beauty of it. Aaron, let's say that you're running a big service and it comprises of multiple Kubernetes containers and Lambda functions and API gateway and all the typical components that you would have in a cloud application or service. So you can actually go in and select your Lambda log group. You can select your custom application log groups. And the other thing that you might notice is that you see the account numbers here, they're different. So now you can actually go not only select different log groups, you can go across accounts.
Can you go across organizations also? Because I imagine this is probably powerful for the organization's customers where they're managing dozens or hundreds of accounts.
Absolutely, because when we designed this, we were thinking about the large customers. They have hundreds or thousands of accounts. The only limitation at this point is across regions. So as long as the accounts are within the same region, you can select the log groups. And then from there, we've selected a few log groups. At this point, I have 3 log groups that are selected. I'm okay with log streams. I don't want to be very specific in this case. And let's say this is case sensitive. So I want to now filter based on error. Now, if we find any errors in here, the events will show. But the chances are I may not have error in the events I'm searching for, and maybe it's uppercase E, right? So if I'm not sure, what I can do, Aaron, is I can just leave it open. I want to see all the events from these log groups. Now, here's a cool thing that you can do is you can go in here and say, hey, I want you to highlight every event that has a particular term in there, like container, right? Or like error, for example. And now what you see here is basically
the different colors,
the different indicators for each event telling you, hey, I see container in every one of these events, literally, and then I see fail in here, right? So now let's say that you can go up to 5 highlighting terms in here. Let me get rid of this panel here.
And while you're doing that and getting rid of the panel, is there a limit to the number of log groups I can select? So if I have, let's say 10, 20?
Yeah, right now we have a limit of 10 log groups that you can select, but based on the feedback that we get, we can increase that.
Perfect.
So as you see these events coming through, and let's say you find one that you're interested in, and you can kind of see here that failed is highlighted, container is highlighted. So you're looking at this event and you're going, okay, this looks interesting. Maybe this is what I need to investigate. You can also see the whole event here if it's a long event body of text. And let's say you want to copy this and you want to send it to a coworker, or as you're documenting this, you can copy this and you can stash it away in a notepad or something.
Single click, just click copy, it goes in your clipboard. You can send it on its way. We have about 1 minute left or so. So keeping a real close eye on time here because we have more people coming in right behind us. But Jim, where can people go to learn more about CloudWatch Logs Livetail?
We are actually integrating all the necessary sites onto our CloudWatch main website. So if you go to the CloudWatch website on AWS, it would be mentioned under logs, and all the information, pricing information, documentation will be live there.
Perfect. And then just like with most console panels, I'm guessing once this is live, it's going to have some documentation, some links, and some guides, or like some help panels, I imagine, as well.
Absolutely. Use cases and pricing examples and everything that you need to know.
Awesome. And then we have chat moderators here helping us out. So we'll make sure that some links are going to be shared in the chat for everyone live at the AWS WWPS Summit. Stay tuned, everyone, for more AWS On Air. Jim, thank you so much for being here, and congrats on the launch.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
Bye, everyone.